Is there a lie that like you realized you had to stop telling yourself?
Yes. I feel like a lie that I used to tell myself a lot is that I'm a people person. I'll be honest.
All right, what's up, my people? We're Inside the Vibe. I'm Yoru. Our guest today is a businessman, an orator, a model, a muse. Give you praise.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming out.
For real.
It's been a day.
It's a pleasure. It's been a day.
Nigerian Independence Day weekend.
Nigerian Independence Day. A lot of people don't know I'm half Nigerian.
I didn't even know that. I found out literally minutes ago. So. Dope.
Yeah.
So praise. What is like? How did you? Because when I first found your profile, I was like, I don't know if this is a nickname. Like, I don't know if he's just going by Praise Posh because you think it's wavy. Like, I didn't know. So is that like that's your actual name, Praise?
My actual name is Praise, birth given name. It's actually a story behind it. I haven't even told the story. I never tell the story. So my mother actually, when she was pregnant with me, she had a lot of health complications.
Okay.
And neither of us were supposed to make it through the pregnancy, as a matter of fact. So afterwards, after I was born, I was actually born premature. And afterwards, they ran all these tests on both of us, and they actually found no more traces of like all of the complications going on. So after I was born, it was kind of like I was born and she was reborn as well into like a healthier state. So she named me Praise after that. She actually converted from Muslim to Christianity after that as well, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so it's just, it's...
Yeah, no, that's big.
My
mom actually, it's funny because my mom actually converted from Muslim to Christianity too.
Really? Okay.
And it's kind of like, that's why I'm Christian, brought up in the faith.
Exactly.
But it's interesting because like the pipeline of like that Muslim to Christianity trends, like I want to say conversion and then vice versa, because there's a lot of similarities in the faith.
It is though, it is.
I mean, that's dope. I mean, I'm happy you're here, not just to be
here
in the conversation, but just to live life and,
just to be here,
be a part of it. That's fire.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Praise, real name, real meaning, real experience. So I mean, first thing I want to ask you is, I was going to ask you, do you believe in manifestation, but I feel like after experiencing that.
I definitely believe in manifestation. I feel like everything's for a reason. And honestly, I feel like I low-key have superpowers, right?
Okay.
So whenever I say things, I'm not gonna just say they happen, but whenever I say something is gonna happen, 9 out of 10, it really happens very shortly after. It's kind of weird. Whenever I have feelings, for example, I could be outside, like maybe I'm thinking about somebody or, something like that, and I have a feeling like I'm about to run into someone I know. It always happens. It never fails. It's pretty weird, but I feel like I low-key have superpowers.
All right, you know what? You say you got superpowers. We're gonna put that to the test. We're gonna start the episode off. We kind of up and flowing, but let's get back to it a little bit.
All right.
Got a show called a little segment in the show called Set the Flow.
All right.
So I'm gonna give you 2 things, and you just tell me which one you feel you are.
I bet.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Cool. Hammer or nail?
Hammer.
Fire or water?
Water.
Paint or paintbrush?
Paintbrush.
Tree or the wind?
Tree.
Apple or banana?
Apple.
Fruit or vegetable?
Fruit.
Music or podcast?
Music.
Pen or paper?
Paper.
Train or plane?
Plane.
And sunshine or snow?
Snow.
Okay. Were you born in the winter or you just prefer
Nah, I prefer the cold because I feel like you can't escape the heat. Like, especially growing up in New York, and I'm not sure if you've been to Africa, but you cannot escape heat. You cannot, really? Never. You should go.
I was supposed to, funny, I tell the story all the time. It is kind of crazy. I was supposed to go COVID, like literally had everything, and then the world stopped, and I just haven't.
That happens to a lot of people.
I plan to go. I literally just renewed my passport, got the 10-year one.
Yeah.
You already know how to process be at those embassies.
Yeah.
So I don't even got to go into that. But, I got it. So the trip's coming soon, for sure. I feel like there's a part of me that has to connect.
Yeah.
So I kind of can't wait to go.
The first time you go is going to change your whole perspective on life.
Really?
My first time going was in COVID. My grandmother passed, rest her soul, Haja. We're going to get into that. Yeah, my grandmother passed. That's like a little segue into. She's actually the reason why I started my brand, but we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
So we actually went to Sierra Leone in 2020
Yeah.
for the first time, and I was there for a month. Everything just was very eye-opening. Like the way they live life, the values they have, the morals they have, the condition is just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just a feeling you get. As soon as you touch down, you're gonna feel like you found you, so to speak.
Really?
I'll be honest. Like
That's
it was
so.
really, really eye-opening. Like you gotta go. You gotta go.
So like you have all of these components and like these experiences that you speak about, and like, you know, even from the beginning, like the birth, you kind of came into this world kind of stirring, causing a, I wouldn't say a scene, but impact. You've created impact, especially like when you and your mother had that experience, even when you were before consciousness. There's a connection that you both have that you were
Still got
near
it like
death.
that. Facts.
So when you think about, you know, that impact and just like the flow of who you are as a person, right? So you're a model, a muse. I think like I guess you say a muse. I know you also have like I don't know if it's like a podcast.
I do have
or
a
show.
podcast. Me and my cousin just started one recently. It's very new, but
dope.
you know.
You know,
Yeah.
we got everybody got to start somewhere.
Gotta
Even
start
us.
somewhere. Facts.
So
Gotta plant
in
that
all of
seed.
these things that you kind of pour yourself into creatively, right? Is music a part of that process?
Music is a part of that process. So a lot of people actually don't know as well. I grew up on instruments.
Okay.
I taught myself how to play the drums when I was like 3. I became like the church drummer when I was 5.
Oh yeah.
And I was one of those, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mastered the drums before like first grade. When I say master, like, I kid you not, like my mother put me in lessons, and by second grade, I can visually remember, like, he said directly to her, like, I recommend him to drop the classes because there's nothing else I can teach him.
Wow.
I kid you not, and I was in second grade, I kid you not. So I got bored of the drums, I moved on to the saxophone. Started playing the saxophone, mastered that a couple, I'll say like maybe a year, 2, maybe a year and a half. I actually performed once at Carnegie Hall when I was in elementary school as well.
Wow.
Carnegie Hall is like I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. It's a pretty
'cause
acclaimed.
I'm from this area.
Right, so I performed there once when I was in 5th grade actually. Got bored of that. When I got to middle school, picked up the trumpet. Picked up the trumpet in 6th grade, got bored of that. Picked up the flute right after so I played 6 instruments in total. Steel pan as well. Steel pan. I picked that up in 7th grade. I'm not sure if you're familiar. It's like
Yeah.
you know, it's more like a Caribbean tune, like you know.
Play that, yeah.
Right. So I just music is like it's instilled. Okay, music is instilled into me.
Yeah.
It's definitely a part of my creative process. Like I have to play music at all. Not okay. I won't say at all times, but when I play music, I know that I can put myself in a certain mood, put myself in a certain focus depending on what I play. So I don't just play music to play.
Yeah.
I actually connect. I have certain playlists. I have certain artists that I listen to at certain times. And it's very calculated to me. I kind of like OCD, low key, I'll be honest. Like everything got to be in order. So depending on what I have to do that day, where I got to go that day, whatever task I want to finish, like it's a different mood that I set so that I know I could, you know, indulge in the moment and just do what I got to do, depending on whatever that is.
You know, you say OCD. I feel like never been like diagnosed or anything, but like if anybody ever walked into my room, they would think I'm a serial killer because the way I have like all my clothes stacked, I kind of need things a particular place. Somebody comes in and moves it.
Oh, I'll
I
know
have to
someone's
put it
in
back.
there. Yeah.
Because to me, I need to walk in and remember it just the way I
Left it.
And that definitely does. That shows up in other
Facts.
areas of my
Yeah.
life, but I think it's important for me to kind of have a foundation to come back to.
Right.
I don't, like I said, I've never been to therapy, so I don't know what other psychological connections they would make, but I 100% know that I need stuff to be the exact way or unless I need an explanation as to like why it is.
Exactly.
So like, would you say when you kind of commit to whatever project it can be, like not even just creatively, it could be any, I guess, faculty of life you find yourself in, is there a part of you that you've noticed like this component of myself shows up anytime I do something?
Probably my bluntness. I'll be honest, like, I don't like sugarcoating stuff. So I feel as though it's better to relate the truth to someone or yourself even, rather than tell yourself lies. Because it's easy for people to lie to themselves even. Like, people say other people are liars, but no one ever looks at the man in the mirror because that person is the one that lies to them the most. Everyone lies to themselves the most. People tell themselves lies up to the point where it actually becomes a part of their identity. A lot of people don't really know how to dissect, the truth with a lie or sugarcoating or whatever, like making the truth sound better. Like, I just like the bluntness, like,
Now,
just like get to the nitty gritty,
Is there
like,
a lie that like you realized you had to stop telling yourself?
yes. I feel like a lie that I used to tell myself a lot is that I'm a people person. I'll be honest. and it's not even to say I'm not, but I feel as though to be okay, I'm a man. Okay, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
I like to say that I'm a man in the world, but I'm not a man of the world. So I may not be a people person, but I still can relate to anyone. I'm still very empathic. Right.
But you don't have like a natural affinity to want to.
Right.
There are some people who walk into a room and it's like, yeah, I feel at home here.
Yeah, facts.
So you can like, I won't say you can play the role, but it's not a natural fit.
It is. I had to teach myself that.
Yeah.
And I only really got to the level of like being comfortable in that because I'm naturally shy. Like I tell people all the time, I'm not talkative. You see me in the street, like 9 out of 10, I'm wearing shades because I like looking at people and not having them know. I'm looking at I don't even like eye contact. Like I'm kind of shy. Maybe that's why I got shades on right now. But you feel me? But to be honest, like I'm not really a person who's outspoken, but I had to teach myself how to be because in this world, one thing I learned in college was it's really not what you know, it's always who you know. And that honestly got me through school, I'll be honest. Like, shout out to all my friends, shout out to all my professors who I would, build relationships with.
Yeah.
And that's really what got me through, I'll be honest. Like, it's tough too. I studied engineering in college and it was kind of wild,
Yeah,
engineering
is crazy.
Like,
one of my boys, he went to school for engineering. And I feel like that's why you never really see them, but they usually get into their careers quicker after college because there really isn't like, from my limited understanding, you can get like a master's or a higher level engineering degree, but after that 4 years, you're pretty set to like do whatever you need to do and just gain experience, kind of develop your career in that perspective.
Exactly.
So like you said, you're not a people person and like you don't look people, I guess, directly in the eye, right? So you do the same, like you don't look the ladies in the eye. Like how do you operate that? Because I don't think that works the same way. I don't think that works the same way.
I can make eye contact with women. I'm not exactly, like I said, I'm not outspoken, but if I'm having a conversation with someone, like I can make eye contact. But at the same time, I do like looking around. Like I might be talking to someone and I'm looking to the left or the right or up or down or I feel like. Yeah, it's just the shyness. Like it's natural. I taught myself how to like mask it, so to speak, and like play that role. But naturally, it's tough. I always remind myself consciously. I'm very self-aware of it. So
you probably get away with it because you kind of tall. So
yes, like, that too. That'd be helping.
That's sick of you to agree with me, but I know that's your game.
That helps a lot. Trust me.
The shy, I don't know what's going on, but I do.
It's like,
and with the glasses,
floating around,
big sicko.
Yeah,
big sicko.
That's a fact.
Okay, so what has life taught you anything that you kind of use? I know you said you're not a people person, but you kind of explained that you can jump into that role, but that's not who you naturally are. What has life taught you about your artistic journey?
Life's taught me that about myself, I'll say.
Okay.
Life's taught me that I don't like being like anyone else. And I had to realize that when I was maybe in high school. So it comes down to anything like someone's favorite color. So like if you ask me what my favorite color was, the average person would say blue. I'm gonna tell you azure.
Yeah, you're a sicko.
It's a very specific shade of blue.
Okay.
And that I feel like makes me distinct. And okay, even like for example in high school, like cop a pair of feet or whatever, J's, whatever the case may be, very popular. I would always try to switch my shoes up somehow, some way. Like for example, I even started getting shoes sneakers customized. Like I have a pair of Air Forces. Everyone got a pair of Forces.
Yeah, you got to.
But mine, I have a customized pair that has 4 avatar characters on each side.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, they're Air Forces, but it still ties in one of my childhood prides and joys, which is Avatar, Last Airbender. I'm a big fan. Shout out my guy Aang. Facts.
Classic animated
big fan.
show.
Yeah, you know.
But I even think like standing out, I think it was easy. I think like when we, how old are you?
26.
Okay, so we're like similar age because I'm 29.
Okay.
I feel like standing out used to be easier than it is now. Like the internet made the world smaller in relation to information,
I agree.
but it's still the internet.
Yeah.
So like I feel like you can have like a unique idea, and from your perspective of the world, like in the states you occupy, the streets you kind of find yourself in, nobody has that flavor of what you have. But now you go online and it's 10 to use in Cali. It's 15 to use in the UK. It's 3 of you in Australia. Like, so it's really hard to stand out. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to understand that your essence is who you are. So they could have it the same, but they don't do it the same because y'all are different.
I'm glad you just said that because I'm gonna agree to disagree. So it is harder to stand out nowadays, but I feel as though it's only hard for people to stand out nowadays because a lot of people are suffering with a lot of identity crisis. A lot of social media, like people, that's the first thing you like, you know, went to. Social media it's kind of drawing away from people's true character because you're seeing people who they like, they look up to, people who they quote unquote want to be like, and a lot of people are trying to make themselves into people that they're not. I feel as though the people who actually are standoutish are people who are authentically themselves, no matter what that may be. Like, you look at someone like Cameron, for example. I like the show It Is What It Is. I watch them like almost every day.
Yeah, no.
He's always his natural self.
He's been that way.
That's
I feel
what
like
I'm saying.
Since he's been in the music industry.
Since he's been forever.
But here's the thing about that, right?
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't have the luxury to consistently be themselves because Cameron to me is an outlier, right? He built a brand. He built not only just equity in himself with the show, but he's centered his brand and his lifestyle around being himself.
Right.
Whereas now, if he were to be somebody else, wouldn't be authentic. And at that point now, there's less value in being anything but himself.
But him, exactly.
But that's because he always remained true to himself. A lot of people don't do that. And I think it's.
That's what we get.
I think it's like it's a little. It can be scary to just unapologetically.
Who are you telling?
Like standing yourself because it's like let's say I go into a room, right? Like you said, you were talking about not being a people person to that degree of like it being a natural fit. If I go into a room and then I be the mayor, I talk to people, shake hands, kiss babies. Everybody loves that side of the mayor, right?
Facts.
But then whatever always ends up happening is when we find out that the mayor is into some kinky stuff, he likes feet. Or he likes being sit on by bigger women. Then that's who he really is, right? And gradually, I'm making an extreme case because that's more of like a kink. But a lot of times we don't feel we can be who we really are because we fear rejection. But when you take that power back and finally decide, hey, I'm gonna be me, and you sit in it, people come around, or at least in my opinion, the people who you want to be around will come around and learn to accept you for who you are. But I think it's a very scary thing, and I don't even think that society really like preaches and speaks to that kind of freedom.
Yeah.
Because we want you, but we want you in the way we want you, not the way you want.
That way you want exactly. So. That's a fact. It's hard because, and I agree with that 100%. Even for me. I used to kind of suffer with a identity crisis. I feel like it's because of my background and my upbringing. So obviously I'm African, so I grew up in an African household. Yeah. But that household was smack in the middle of projects, one of the worst in Brooklyn, as a matter of fact, Vanderveer and Flatbush. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
I'm familiar with Flatbush, but I'm not even gonna act like I know the projects like that.
Yeah, it's a project over there that I grew up in. So even though I'm in an African household, that's one identity. That I'm growing up in the projects. I'm a project baby, so to speak, running around with the hood rats, whatever, going to the courtyard, going to the park around the corner, doing, just having fun. So that's an identity, right? It's life, exactly. It's all I know. Then I had the instruments I started playing. That's another identity. But what I learned was all of those are what make me me. I used to try to separate and try to act different in certain scenarios. But honestly speaking, it doesn't make sense to. Like I would try to act one way when I was younger, when I'm with my friends, acting another way at home. I'm acting another way when I'm playing sports, when I'm playing instruments, like, and it doesn't make yourself authentic, like you're saying. So I feel like even people separating themselves in different scenarios. I'm not saying that you should be loud in every single room or you should be one way in every room, but you know, there's certain parts of yourself that should always hold true.
Yeah.
And that's what I used to struggle with. But now I'm at the point where I'm really carefree. I really feel like I'm at a point where I'm not really obsessed with what other people think about me anymore as long as I like me. So like even for social media reasons, I used to be one that would be, oh, I really like this picture, I really like this video, like only got 1,000 views, what's up? Like, damn, I'll just edit this for 2 hours and it's like, you know, but now it's like, if I approve, that's really all I care about. I don't care if the next man likes it, I don't care if my girlfriend likes it, I don't care if my mom likes it, I really don't care anymore as long as I like what I'm putting out there.
You kind of, like, I understand what you're saying because like you have a belief in yourself, right?
Facts.
But the
grow
people around you, their opinion matters. It just doesn't matter more than your own. Like
Facts.
It's an insight, like, you know, thank you for that. But at the end of the day, I got to make decisions that I feel the most comfortable with. Now, like, when did you start believing, like, in yourself? Because I feel like it's evident that you do from the way you speak. When did you start believing in yourself?
Really recently, maybe like not even up to 2 years ago.
And what changed?
An eye-opening, life-changing experience happened to me. And I never told this story, but you might as well let the cat out the bag. People who know me personally will know. When I was in college, I got in trouble. Not gonna go into too many details. No violent crime, anything like that, but I almost went away for a decent amount of time. My college knew they were trying to get me and my friends to withdraw from the semester. And it was an eye-opening experience. I've been in the back of a cop car, I've been in a cell, I've spent nights in a cell, I've done this and that, lawyers in and out, courtrooms, cases, all that. And funny enough, what saved me was COVID-19. I had a preliminary hearing set for, I'm never gonna forget the date, March 20th, 2020 was my prelim. Yeah. COVID hit March 2020. I got a call from my lawyer.
That was like a week. That was like a week before the world shut down. Because I remember, everybody remembers what it was that day.
Thank you. I remember exactly well. I was walking to the library on campus. My lawyer called me. They have to drop all the charges because all the courtrooms are gonna close. You know, the world's about to shut down. So I knew about COVID before everyone else knew. I knew. I had the inside scoop. So I'm like, what? Everything's shutting down? They're like, yeah, we just got the word. They're about to shut everything down next week. The country, everything's just being. So I'm looking at my friends like, yo, we're not going to class no more. We back at the crib. Let's go, you feel me? Let's sturdy up, you feel me? Let's have a little celebration and all that, because really COVID saved us. Like if it wasn't for that,
you never heard
they
back?
had to drop the charges.
Is it like something you can share or you can't really speak on?
I could speak on, I mean, I can't go into detail, but it was about scamming. I'm from New York. Like, it's no secret that kids from the city scam coming up, you know, especially me having hard beginnings. Again, my mom was working 2 jobs. My dad was working, another story for another day. My dad was doing whatever he did, trying to do stuff. Not to discredit him, but
everybody trying to make it shake.
Yeah, trying to make something shake as far as like longer term. But my mom was the one holding it down she was in the fire. Like she was working 2 jobs. She was working at Pathmark. She was working at Walgreens. She worked at Sears, Macy's. Like I saw her work her ass off. Yeah. And it got to the point where
you was tired of it.
I was tired of even asking for bread because I'm like, I would ask for bread and I would get $5 to stretch me out through the whole week. What is a high school student doing with $5?
Not a damn
for a
thing.
whole week.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. And then mind you, in high school, we used to have to pay $1 a day to keep our phones at the store across the street because we could not bring our phones in the building. So that $5, I looked at that like, I bet I'm taking my phone to school this week. I could listen to music on the train or whatever. And it was tough. So once I started doing that, I started like, you know, not so to speak providing, but I started like fending for myself, helping my sister out as well. Shout out to her. Her name is Faith Ijoma, really.
Shout out to Faith.
Shout out to her. Helping her out, getting her little stuff, got some jackets, whatever, sneakers, whatever the case is, you know, just stuff to make us a little bit more comfortable. Yeah. Because I was going to school in bad, like my girlfriend at the time even got me like 2 pairs of feet for one Christmas, and it was like, those are the only two, those are probably my first pairs of real Jordans. Facts. I had a pair of Shadow 8s.
Till college.
I'm saying though,
So,
bro,
yeah,
it'd be tough.
yeah.
And it's like, it's different when it's like, you see all your friends wearing it, and it's like, you know how the city be, you get teased or whatever easily. And it's like, you know, I wasn't one to get bullied per se, because I was a fighter. I wasn't none of those, you feel me? So I used to try to get teased, but it's like, when one person tries it, it's like, I bet. It's like, you know, when they say you go to jail, but you gotta fight on your first day. You gotta let niggas know you're not, you feel me? Excuse my French, you're not a coward, I would say. I'm not gonna use the other lingo, but you know.
You're not sweet.
I'm not sweet. It's not sweet out here. So it's like, it was never a situation where it's like I was getting bullied or teased, but I would still consciously know, like, damn, all my friends got some Balenci's, got the J's, got the this, got the Makajas, got the Mongoose, you feel me, Canada Goose, whatever, you feel me? And it's like, it's tough, like, and it was just like, I gotta get it, how you get it.
I got one more thing for you in closing, right? Because it seems, you know, you definitely have a lot to kind of, that brought you to who you are and to believe in yourself, right? So, like, who is Praise?
Wow. I don't even know how to answer that. I feel like if I was to answer that in one word, I would call myself a monk.
A monk. Monks don't fight, though.
Monks are peaceful. Monks don't start fights, but monks are entitled to defend themselves, I feel like. For example, even bringing it back to Avatar, you know, when they came in, you know, the Fire Nation came and, you know, greased up the airbenders, they still, you know, tried to hold their own. At least tried, you feel me? So I never was the one to start fights. I've only probably started really, I don't think I've ever started a fight.
I know you lying. No.
Okay, maybe I've thrown a first punch multiple times, but as to why the actual fight occurred, I don't think I was ever the one to start it, for real. I feel as though trouble comes on my doorstep, and again, my upbringing, I'm not gangsta, I won't say that, but my natural upbringing makes me not wanna, you feel me, be soft or be overlooked, or, you know what I mean? It's kind of just, no, you're fine. It's kind of just like, I'm not gonna say pride, but I say I would classify myself as a monk, because now I'm at a point where I can still defend myself.
Absolutely.
Still box. I got a boxing gloves, I got a punching bag in my crib, all that. So, you know, I'm very much in shape. I can very much defend for myself, but I'm also a nomad, whereas I like to float around. You know what I mean? I don't like being in one place at once. I like being in London the next day, being in LA the next week. I like to travel a lot, and even though I don't get a chance to travel as often as I want to, because I'm not at the point where I want to be at as of yet, I kind of resonate with a monk, because I just like peace now. Like, I don't like trouble. I don't like, you know, I never really did though. I was always like that internally. Like, even my dad told me about myself once when I was really young. He's like, he used to get mad because, okay, 4th grade, quick story. He picked me up from school and he saw me about to be in a fight, and I was scared to fight. And I was kind of like a little nervous because it was like a few of them. Yeah. And he's like, you take up after your mom. Oh, she's so soft and this and that. I'm just like, damn, bro, like, you feel me? And that's one thing that always resonated with me, and I kind of kept it, not really holding on to it like in a grudging way, but it told me that I do have a soft side, and I used to resent that side. Yeah. But now that side is what actually brought me to where I'm at today, because I don't like issues. I like peace. I like, you know, I just like things moving smooth. I like being in my own space. Monks meditate a lot. I meditate a lot. Mornings, I journal a lot, you know. I like to look at that man in the mirror now compared to before, because I feel as though I'm at a point where I'm not gonna tell myself any more lies. I'm at a point where I just want growth and prosperity and peace and just, you know, good vibes, good energy. So good vibes, I would say I'm a monk, and anything I do, any room I try to enter, I try to just bring peace with me.
That's smooth.
That's one thing I say. Facts.
Well, praise the monk. I appreciate you for coming through, my guy.
I appreciate you for having me, for real.
That's
it was great.
People. ITV.